Hi, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via. It's October 2nd, 2021. We're going to start in the ordinary fashion, except Kathy's going to do the timing because I have to go make a call. 7 minutes. I'm going to mute myself, actually. And Kathy's going to run you through the warm-up.
Okay, hello everybody. So we're going to start with the static lower back rest with your lower legs on a chair or the couch or something that makes them a 90-degree angle. We're going to be here for 7 minutes, starting now.
Oh, great.
This is good for
Oh,
lower
got
back.
too much in it.
Okay. All right, now stay where you are and slowly roll your head from right to left about 6 times, stretching those neck muscles. This feels good on my neck. Okay. Now we'll do a vagus nerve reset. So keep your head where it is. Your arms could go anywhere that's comfortable. And without moving anything else, your eyeballs to the right until you feel a hollow, a sigh, a yawn, or a gulp. And then eyeballs only to the left for the same, a swallow, a sigh, a yawn, or a gulp. You can have your eyes open. And 2 more times on each side without any cueing. Go ahead and start wrapping up on that. The next thing we're going to do is a head rinsing. So put something under the back of your head. Could be a sponge ball, a set of therapy balls. You can stay with the washcloths if you've had them. And tilt your head down and hold it for a couple of breaths and then back up. Breaths. Make sure that whatever you have is at the occipital ridge of your head. Okay, once you've done that 4 or 5 times, let's make an eternity or a figure 8 with our nose. About 5 or 6 times. Once you've done that, just go in the other direction 5 or 6 times. Dia, are you back yet? I guess not.
Yes, I'm back.
Oh, you are. Okay, good.
I was back, but I was muted. I didn't know I was muted.
Ah,
I was doing all the things that you said to do. Let's stay here. Stay here. You can still have your knees bent and up on a bench or a chair. The next thing we're gonna do, this is really good for the lower back. We're practicing becoming familiar with all of the possible directions of movement or directions of motion, DOM it's called, of the pelvis. So thinking of the pelvis as two side-by-side little bowls. And the first thing you're gonna do is drop the tailbone towards the floor and then bring the tailbone up towards the ceiling. So do this about 6 times. Just it's an exploratory kind of an action. Just finding how far you go, how far the pelvis will go. When you drop the tailbone towards the floor, you're going to create more of a space between the floor and the lumbar. When you lift the tailbone up toward the ceiling, you'll flatten the lumbar. So notice that that's what's happening. And just slowly, slowly, these are the first 2 directions of movements of the pelvis. And just doing this set of 6 will often unstick the lower back. When you're finished with 6, then go ahead and put your thumb, your right thumb at the top of the side of the pelvis. And these are supine hip hikes. And you're just going to move the top of the pelvis towards the armpit, the top right pelvis towards the right armpit. And then you're going to do exactly the opposite on the other side, left pelvis towards the armpit, and just keep going very slowly, exploratory. What happens? How does this feel? And trying not to do any other movements, just this side to side movement. It's really a kind of a side bend of the pelvis. And notice when you're doing this work, you probably will be able to say hello to your core. Hip hikes. And when you've done about 6, stop, find a neutral position for the pelvis. And then you can put your hands on the little bony landmarks that are in the front of the top of the pelvis, a little to the outside. And then this time you're going to just drop. This is a rotation. Think of rotating of the spine, but we're rotating the pelvis. Just drop to the right. The whole pelvis, right side of the pelvis goes to the right. Then you come up through center and it drops to the left. Just push it down with your finger at that little knobby point and do that. Come back slowly. This is a rotation of the pelvis. Slow is better.
Excuse me.
And when you're finished, just come back to a neutral pelvis. Try to find a neutral. And then bring your come off of your box or your chair. Bring your feet to the floor, knees still stay bent, and take your knees wide. Let's take your right knee wide and drop the right knee into the center. You're really, this is not an ankle movement, so you're landing on the side of your foot, inside edge of the right foot. Drop the knee, put your left foot on the right knee, and see if you can just find something that's very stretchy along the outside of the quad. And we're going to stay there and stretch without doing much else. And we're going to be here for 40 seconds. This is just a static stretch along the outside edge of the quads. The quads are tight quads often contribute to lower back issues. In a minute, we're going to do a dynamic quad stretch. Okay, now go ahead and bring your leg up. Keep it in the same, bring your right knee up and then bring it down, this time with resistance. So the ankle on the left ankle and foot is pushing down while the right knee is resisting the downward movement. And this is a medium aggression. And then when you do get to your destination, then come back up. This time, the knee wins, the right knee wins, and the left ankle resists, but doesn't win. And now do that. I'd like you to do that 4 more times. So figure 4 quad resistant stretch and strengthen. Always moving, always resisting. You should feel resistance, but it's not terribly aggressive. It's not like, you don't feel like you're at war. It's more like a dance than a war on all of these resistance movements. And finish up. And switch sides. So this time the left knee drops to this. Take your left foot out a little bit to give your left knee space to drop. Drop it. And we're going to be here for 40 seconds, just a static quad stretch. This may feel differently on this side. And now go ahead and come on up. So the left knee comes up to a starting point, and then now the right ankle and foot pulls it down while the bottom knee resists, the bottom knee resists the top ankle and foot. And coming back up. So back and forth you go with some resistance. And I want you to do about 6. And then whenever you're done, I would like everyone to grab an alpha therapy ball. 1, not 2. And put it underneath your right glute. So we're still supine because we can be. If it's too much, if the alpha is too much, you can go to a smaller, to the smaller ball, the plus. It's immediate, it's in the middle of your glute. I want you to just drop your knee out to the right.
Oh.
Yep. And you can come on back in, just slowly back and forth.
Oh, wow.
Or you can just wait, either one. You can move or you can stay. Whichever, listen to your own body, whichever seems right to you. Glutes are often very, very tight. And sometimes that tightness contributes to lower back issues. So lower back issues are attributable to a lot of different sources. And so really the game of any yoga teacher, any physical therapist, any doctor is to try to figure out, or at least cover some of the causes. Come on back. Now I'd like you to actually lift your self up a little bit and roll roll to the right. So it's a different movement. You're rolling the ball out to the outside of the hip. Farther you get, maybe you'll find some real surprises. And I want you to do this. Remember, you can be either static or dynamic, so you can be moving back and forth. You don't want to go into your tailbone, but other than that, just explore this back and forth motion. You're using your other foot to give you some leverage for this, the left foot. It's on the floor, pressing against the floor to give you a little bit of assist. Now, if you want to, you can bend and unbend your right knee. So the time is up, but just to imagine that that's one of the ways you can. And then you can actually, if you can find that place on the outside edge of the hip and stay there, this is a place a lot of people hold a lot of tension. If this is too much for you, go find something else, some other place to play, some other neighborhood to play with your ball, but in the glute area. And come on back and switch sides. We're going to try to do something similar on this side. Did we stay for 40 seconds? Did we do a passive first?
Yes.
Okay, let's just stay here. No place to go, nothing to do. Alpha therapy ball in the middle of, so Caitlin was asking me if you could use your Neuro ball here.
Good question.
Which I don't have an answer to that question. I mean, I think there are some places you wouldn't want to use your Neuro ball. Most places, I think you could use the Neuro ball. I don't know whether it's the same benefit, because with the hands and the feet, we're trying to get at nerve endings. So I don't know whether there's nerve endings in your, but that's outside my anatomy wheelhouse. I want you to go ahead and drop your left knee out to the outside. And you can play around with this. You can drop it, you can lift it. It can be dynamic or static, either one. And the next thing I'd like you to do is to roll over the ball. Roll your hip over the ball. Use your right foot to give you some leverage. Roll it either back and forth or static, either one. But just playing around with the knee is bent. You're rolling to the outside edge of the glutes. Up almost to the top of the quad, the IT band. Some people hold a lot of tension right here. Might be you. Okay. Did we do everything twice? Did we duplicate everything, Kathy? Oh, this one. So yeah, just go ahead and move your knee. See what you can do here. You could drop your knee out to the right. You can just straighten it and bend it. And you can be at any place, basically opening up the glutes with the therapy balls. This is something that would be very easy to do. I don't know whether you can do it on a couch because the cushion might be too soft.
Yeah, you need something firm.
You'd need something firm underneath that, a ball or, a book or something, or a yoga block, or a thin yoga block maybe. But other than that, it's available there, right? Go ahead and come on, get out of this, stop this. Come on, stop this foolishness. And come up to standing with your Neuro ball. Releasing the nerve endings on the bottom of the foot. And let's start with number one. Position number one. We're going to be at 40 seconds for each location. Standing tall, breathing. Okay, position number two. Position number three. I want to report to you that while you guys were warming up, I called my doctor. He's out of town. I told him I thought I had a compression fracture of my cervical at C6 or 7. He said he'd be back on Monday. I said, do you think I could get a neck brace? He said, yeah. And he told me the kind of neck brace to get.
Oh, good.
I called a cab driver that I know, an Uber driver, and asked him if he could pick up. Oh, I called the orthopedic shop. I asked them if they had neck braces. Well, yes, they did. They wanted me to come down. I couldn't come down. Hold on, I'll tell you the rest of the story in a minute. Number 4, outside edge of foot. I called my friend who's an Uber driver. I asked him if he could go by the orthopedic store. They didn't close at 2. And I don't get done teaching till 4 or 5. So anyway, I called Marcelo and I asked him if he could go by the store. He said he was in Bucerias, but that he would be coming back before 2 and he would pick up the cervical brace and bring it to me. All in 10 minutes. Next. And the doctor said I could wear it all day, not wear it at night.
I'm so glad you had those resources.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing what you can do here. The whole medical system is totally different than in US. And some of it's good and some of it's bad, but today, it's
I'm
pretty,
glad that they were able to help you.
right. I could do that very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, the last location is just below the big toe mound. Other foot. Location 1. Position 2, middle of the foot. Position 3, below position 2 and just in front of the calcaneus. Position 4, outside edge of the foot. Position 5, inside edge of foot. Last one. Just in front of the big toe mound. Okay, come down to a floor seated position. First thing we're gonna do is a side bend, which is the QL. This is another area. It's that space just between your pelvis on the side and the rib cage. It's a QL muscle. It's often involved with lower back. And so side bends help with that. Go ahead and take your right arm along this mat. Bring your other arm up and over. And breathing. And come on up all the way. Slide your right arm, left arm along the mat. Right arm up and over. I forgot to bend your elbow forward, so we're not going to do it on this side either, but you can add that. Although it's not as beneficial as the side bend is for the lower back, actually. It's more about shoulders. And come on up. I want you to lie on your side. It's going to be hard for me. And put your top leg on a chair or a something. You're going to do a QL. QL work sidelying, basically. Put your top leg on a chair or a cushion or a something. And then bring your, I wish it was a chair so there'd be space underneath it, and underneath what you have, Kathy. Can you try a chair? Because then I want you to straighten your bottom leg and bring it up to meet your top leg. This is a side plank. It's called Copenhagen side plank, I think. Now, side lying, lift your hips and bring your bottom leg up to try to meet your top leg. Can you do it? Oh, okay, maybe there.
If it was, yeah.
Oh, you have, I see what you have, okay. This may be heavily propped, like impossible. So let's see something. Lift the bottom leg up to meet, lift the hips up. Lift the hips up.
Hips or bottom leg first.
Let's just do the hips first. Lift your hips up. Good. Can you feel it at your waist? And bring it down. This may be all you can do today for any number of reasons, including the configuration of your chair.
That's why I have
Caitlin,
that.
are you doing this? Because you're the one who masterminded this. Could you demonstrate it for us or no?
I can't do what she's doing either because I don't have a chair with the
Oh,
opening.
the chair. All right.
Sorry.
Let's just do the other one. Lift, put your leg up and yeah, just lift the waist up, lift the waist up away from the floor and hold it. And come bring it down. And switch to the other side.
And let me, on the other side, let me demonstrate what I do at home.
Okay.
That's why I have this.
Okay.
It's actually two. It can be that way or it can be that way.
Okay. So you can see there's variations of all of this. What you want to do is get your waist up. Ah, okay. Ah, are you good?
But anyway,
That way, okay. The idea is you're working on point to the waist where you're working, Kathy, right there. That's where you're working and you should be feeling that.
oh yeah.
Now we're gonna rush through that for any number of reasons, especially since it has its issues. Okay, now I want you to find your way onto your belly for prone. Kathy, can you cue this back bend, back extension?
Oh, we're doing the, okay.
Prone,
Make sure you can see me. Okay. All right, so lie on your belly. I have cloth under my forehead. My nose will get smashed. And we're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders like this. And how long do we hold it, Dia?
you can hold it for 30 to 40 seconds,
Okay.
but I'm back, so I can
Okay.
time 30 seconds. I'm sort of back. Oops, no, I'm not back. Go ahead and time.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and lift. Now, don't go up too far because then your lower back will hurt, but just far enough so you can feel the stretch. Seconds, take a breath and lower. Okay, and this time we're going to come up and
yeah, it is okay. The only thing is they want to know is the size of the thing that you're requesting for. And the doctor is in a surgery, that's why they doesn't know about that.
Size is small.
yeah, can you mute?
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to go into airplane and hold that for 30 seconds. So I'll demonstrate that real quick. You take a breath and raise, take another breath, and then arms extended. And we'll hold that for 30 seconds. So inhale and exhale, rise. Take another breath, inhale and exhale, arms out in airplane. Again, don't go too high. If your lower back is hurting, lower yourself. Take an inhale and come all the way back down.
So the next thing, the next and last thing I want you to do, and the reason I'm including it, even though it's going to run us a little late, is this thoracic back release. And because one of the things that may be happening that would cause or contribute to lower back issues is that the upper back is all tied up in knots. So Kathy's going to look to the right and lift her right leg up and across the
Arms out in a T.
arms out in a T. Yeah, this arms out in a T. Shoulders, arms on the floor. Then your hips and your legs can do whatever you want. We'll time that for 30 seconds. But I would do this a lot. If you have lower back issues, I would do this on a regular basis. But the trick is to keep the armpits, the arms, the chest on the floor while you move that the bottom of you in a spine twist way. And it's not gonna, it's gonna look different for everybody. So if your back is really, really tight, your leg won't get very far. Come on back. And look to the left, bring your left leg up and over. Keep everything, the chest, the shoulders, the armpits on the floor. And come on out of that. And find your way onto your back for the 61-point guided meditation. So I hope that, and you can tell me, you can send me an email or talk about it after class. I hope that some of this was helpful for any lower back issues you might have. Let's go ahead and bring your attention and awareness to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And watching your belly rise and fall. And then bring your awareness and your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes the 61-point guided yoga nidra meditation. Go ahead and stretch your legs out along the mat, stretching them in one direction and stretching your arms overhead by your ears in another direction. Wiggle and stretch, try to create a little bit of space, more space between your pelvis and your rib cage. This will also create traction for the lumbar spine. Stretch one side, the other side, both sides. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make a circle with your wrists and your ankles. And hug your right knee to your chest, releasing the lower back. Left knee also. And then hug both knees, your chest, and rock from side to side. And rock from side to side a couple more times. And then whenever you're ready, come to a fetal position on your side, bottom arm as a pillow. Stay here. Just catch your breath and thank your body and your spirit and your mind for getting you here to your self-care practice. Whenever you're ready, just press your top hand into the floor, bring yourself up into a seated, comfortable seated position. I will remove the spotlight. I'm going to put everyone into gallery view on my end, and you can do that for yourself also. Press your hands together. You might want to press them a little harder. I'm not going to press mine a little harder, but you could press yours a little harder. And then go ahead and soften up. Lift your skull away from your shoulders and just nod and bow forward. Spine is straight. Just bowing and nodding and recognizing and honoring the light in each of us and knowing that we're all one light. And closing the class by saying to each other, namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.